If you're not good with yourself, or you don't know who you are, or you're never going to dress the way that you like.
Yeah.
But if you know who you are and you learn who you are and you're happy in your skin, then everything else falls into place. I have so much compassion for people, and as much as I've felt so bad for myself the past few years, I feel worse for other people, because no matter what, I do have a great support system, even when the lowest of lows, and I wanted to fall asleep in the bathtub, and my friends got me out.
I had to really dig to a place that I didn't know I had. And I feel like single moms know that place.
Yes.
And it's a hard thing to really explain to someone, that hasn't been there. But once you've done that, something like business just becomes, it's not that it's easier, but you move differently in the world. Welcome to Cake for Dinner, the podcast where we talk motherhood, marriage, and hormones, and why perfect is totally overrated. It's honest, it's messy, and it's all on the table. Today's guest is fabulous, fierce, and probably wearing better earrings than you. Lisa is the founder of Strada Showroom, a booming mobile fashion business, and a single mom who somehow does it all. We're going to talk about business, motherhood, dating, and what it looks like to stay in the game as a single mom. So pull up a chair. We're having cake with Lisa. So thank you so much for coming. I'm super excited. Really the point of this podcast is to talk about women, and you're just a woman that I know hustles so much, and you're gorgeous, and I know you're a single mom. So I just think that you have a lot to say. So if you could take a minute and just let the listeners know who you are and what you do, we'll get into it.
Okay. Well, first, thank you for having me. This is really exciting. A little bit about me. I am a 41-year-old single mom entrepreneur, I guess. I kind of look at it like I have 3 jobs right now. I'm a business owner for 12 years, and I recently took on a part-time styling job as well. And I had my son 3 years ago, who was not planned, but the best things ever happened to me, and split with his dad 7 months ago. Was never going to work out. So I wanted to do that before it got to a point where it would affect my child. And as hard as single mom life is, it's a lot better than
being unhappy.
The alternative.
Right.
There's nothing there's no price on peace. So I live to work. So that balance has been very, very tough for the past few years. But I have lived and breathed fashion my entire life. And I turned my passion for that into a career. And there's ebbs and flows within the economy and whatnot. And so it brought me to where I am now, with multiple jobs, trying to figure it out still every day, trying to find my path, while also co-parenting with someone that's not always the easiest. And also taking care of semi-sick parents. So it's me kind of in a nutshell right now. I feel like
there's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot.
So let's start with the name of your business, and maybe how you got into this. You're such a fashionista. Was this always the case? Were you like a kid that just kind of knew was going to go in that direction?
Well, as a kid, yeah, it's funny. I look back at pictures, and there's literally naked pictures of me with my mom's thigh-high boots on and tons of what we call back then costume jewelry. I get very upset when people use that term now because it's fashion jewelry.
Yes.
Costume jewelry. And now they have such great costume jewelry for little girls. It's looks real, but this stuff did not look real. And so I look back at stuff like that, and I really believe that I'm doing what I was meant to be doing.
I do too.
In so many different aspects, and I feel like I can do a lot more too. But it's not just about, a lot of people like fashion, or they like name brands or whatnot. It doesn't make you stylish. So fashion and style are so different. And I feel like the style aspect is inherent in you. You can't really learn how to be stylish.
Well, you also, I feel grow into your style.
You do.
Some of it's being comfortable.
Yes.
I feel like people follow trends some people like to follow trends, but also it's safe.
Yes.
I noticed like getting into my 50s, I'm just like finding my way with fashion as I find my way with myself.
Well, because I mean, they're correlated. Like you need, like if you're not good with yourself, or you don't know who you are, or you're never going to dress the way that you like.
Yeah.
But if you know who you are and you learn who you are and you're happy in your skin, then everything else falls into place.
And looks better.
Yeah. You know?
So the name of your company?
Strada Showroom.
Okay. And like break that down for the like lay person. Explain like what that is.
Okay. So I started at another showroom in Manhattan. I'm from New York 14 years ago. And that's how I started doing what I'm doing. So what that is. So I have a wholesale business. So I'm the liaison between the designers, everyone who makes all the beautiful pieces and everything, and the retailers.
Okay.
So people like me are how stuff gets into stores. That's basically the most layman terms I can use. You know, all those pretty things that you love at stores, how did they get there? By sales reps. I'm basically a glorified sales rep. I opened my own big entity, but like sales reps are how retailers meet new brands and whatnot, and whether it's
boutiques mostly
brick and mortar boutiques. I would say my top 3 clientele in the wholesale realm is hotels, e-commerce, and then accounts with multiple locations. Like those are my 3 biggest because the dollars are the highest.
Right.
But anybody that honestly these days, times have changed so much. Like back in the 10 years ago, a lot of brands or wouldn't sell to like hair salons, for example, or tanning salons, or there's so many ways to sell retail now and business is a lot harder than it used to be, and it's super competitive. So now everyone's willing to do that. And it's like a hair salon's great. When you have foils in, women are bored, they shop. Right. So it's actually an amazing opportunity to sell your stuff. But 10 years ago, I was like, I don't want to be in a hair salon. Yeah, so times have changed, but that's my clientele. So and I meet retailers, buyers at trade shows, through word of mouth, through social media. But that business is down around 75%.
And why is that?
Which is why I launched retail. I think it's a culmination the past couple of years of the economy, what's going on in the world. Because during COVID, my business was up almost 300%.
Wow.
But it's also Florida, where COVID didn't really exist. And people were spending like crazy because no one was traveling. Nobody's going to concerts. No one was going to sporting events. So they had all this extra income and everyone was spending like wild.
Right.
Now people like have enough. And this new generation apparently is very minimalistic. They don't want stuff like our generation did.
Okay.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah. And I learned that. I'm like, it actually makes a lot of sense. They're like 10 key pieces and that's it. I'm like, 10 key pieces? I'm like, I have thousands. Like, what? But yeah, I just think a lot of husbands have told their wives to stop shopping as much. We hear that a lot. It's a lot of competition. Like Amazon, people don't realize, they're like, oh, Amazon's killing us. A lot of small businesses sell on Amazon. So that's not it. It's all about convenience.
Right.
So there's retailers, there's boutiques that sell on Amazon. There's brands that sell on Amazon. It's not like
online shopping is
huge. Online shop, but like I sell, like all people like me, we sell to the online. But now because everybody wants to be online, the Revolves and the Shop Ops of the world, which are basically just them too, they have the pick of the litter. Every single brand on earth would die to be on Revolve and Shop Op.
Right.
So their buying teams have expanded like crazy, and they can bring in whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. They can say, hey, I want this 50% off. Done. They can literally because that is where everyone's shopping. Nobody has time anymore. Everything's about convenience. That's why when I launched the retail through the wholesale when business was down, I decided to do it in a different way. Like I can come to you. I curate it to you. You tell me you're going on a trip. Tell me you're going to Tulum. You want these types of pieces. I'll pull them. I'll try them on if you want. Or I try to curate it and try to be this VIP concierge styling service.
I feel like that would be so popular.
Yeah. If I just had I need the push.
5 more arms and another.
10 more arms, maybe an investor here or there. Yeah, that's where I'm stuck right now. It's the capabilities that I have, the abilities I know I could do. the little part that's missing is the investor right now. Like that's basically what that Strada Showroom, and it means the road in Italian. So when I first started my business, I was on the road. I was in my Prius on Long Island.
Yeah.
And I started with like 8 lines. At one time I had like 22 brands. And I would just go from store to store and selling them with my cases. And I'd go in and I was on the road. Like I started to just be on the road, and that's why Strada Showroom. Yeah.
Do you think that your focus on your career was the reason you didn't see yourself having kids? Because you said it was a surprise. And I actually remember meeting you years ago, and you were like, yeah, I'm not going to have kids. And I was just so flabbergasted by that because I'm born to have kids. So I just have never been able to like get my mind around that.
I think it was rare then too. Now you're hearing a lot more people not want kids.
It was more rare. Mm-hmm. And the thing that struck me was you were so content and happy with that concept of like not being married or just being your own person. And you just always lead with such confidence and joy. So do you think it was because you were so focused on a career, or you just didn't picture it?
I actually don't at all. Now that I'm going to be 42 next week, and I've gone through hell and back the past year, I will say that I think that was a defense mechanism to protect myself from feeling bad for myself. Wow. Looking back. Because
good thing you didn't stick with it.
But anyone that like knew me, like I always say, like knew me growing up like in high school, no one would have ever thought like Lisa Pastrich started her own business. What? Like that was the opposite of who I was. So I was very proud of myself, but I don't think that, that definitely could have like gotten in the way because I missed a lot of things. I missed weddings, I missed bridal showers, I missed baby showers, I missed so many things because of my business, because of trade shows and stuff. So, and I could have met somebody through those realms. Like, yes, it could have hindered it, but I was never a very career-oriented person. Like I am now. Yes. But like, I would have never been okay just being a stay-at-home mom. Like not just, but like, because that's not who I am. I love working, but I never thought of myself like after college, like, oh, I'm going to start my own business and have this amazing career like that. No, I never really knew what the next year held like for me. Right. I never thought about it. I was never someone.
I think too, like going through hell and back, like you said, I happen to have been there as well. I know. And I don't know, I think you meet a different version of yourself in hell. And then especially 100%. On the comeback, it's like, I don't know. There's very few things that I don't think I could accomplish now after having that experience. I didn't even know how much I had in there.
Wait, what do you mean that you don't think you could accomplish now?
There's nothing I think I can't do now.
Oh, can't do.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
I agree.
I just didn't even know I had some of that. Like I was born with grit, so it's not a total shock that I was able to, but sometimes, people say, oh, I can't believe you got through that. It's like, what was the fucking option?
Right. There is none.
And especially if you have a kid.
Right.
There's somebody there, a tiny little person waiting for you to show up and be happy.
So wait, your hell was after kids?
Well, my hell was a few times.
Yeah, okay.
I visited a few times. When I was pregnant with twins, my husband left. So I was 6 weeks pregnant when he left. So I spent the pregnancy alone. I think that's probably the hardest thing I've been through because being pregnant is so like hard, personal and vulnerable, so I learned a lot about myself then. And then he ended up leaving again when they were 2.5. And then he passed away of drug overdose. So I had to really dig to a place that I didn't know I had. And I feel like single moms know that place.
Yes.
And it's a hard thing to really explain to someone, that hasn't been there. But once you've done that, something like business just becomes, it's not that it's easier, but you move differently in the world. Yes. Like you know a power within yourself. It's also fucking exhausting and can be very sad, but also powerful.
Right. Yeah. All the above.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel all of that so much. I think that the term single mom or just like everybody that's involved in that, sometimes I feel like what's gotten me through a lot is that thinking that there's so many people that have it worse.
Yeah.
And I think about that a lot. Like when I'm in my car and I'm crying, I'm in a parking lot, and I'm like this, which has been a lot of the past 5 years. I was in such a toxic relationship. I always think like, okay, I still have my parents are there for me if I ever need them. Like, yes, I can't afford to go eat right now, but if my parents really knew that, if they really knew, they would be like, are you kidding me?
Of course. Right.
There's people out there that don't even have that support system.
Right.
Like that my absolute worst case scenario, have to call them and say, I can't afford to go to dinner. But I was so embarrassed because I've needed so much help in my life that I was like, I'm 37 years old. I can't still need them. Like,
yeah.
But there's people that don't have anybody. And it breaks my soul for those people.
Yeah. I really relate to that.
Oh my God. I have so much compassion for people. And as much as I've felt so bad for myself the past few years, I feel worse for other people because no matter what, I do have a great support system, even when the lowest of lows, and I wanted to fall asleep in the bathtub and my friends got me out. And after kids, your children get you out of those funks, right? It's like, I couldn't even imagine. My son is why I'm alive. He really is. But that's why like when I say, oh, single mom, like, yes, it's really hard, but so many people have it so much harder.
Yeah. And I relate to you on the parent thing. I actually was crying to my dad recently about my son. And I was like, I thought he'd turn 18 and he was going to fly and, all these things were going to get easier in my life. And he said, Keesha, you're 51 with a full-blown life and you're crying to me right now. It's never, ever over. And I thought, well, shit. Like first I was horrified and then I just felt so lucky, like so grateful. And he wants me to still come to him just like I want my kids to come to me for the rest of their life, So I feel so lucky to have my parents also.
It's nice to hear that. Like sometimes we need to be reminded.
Yes, totally.
And
his job is to be a dad.
Right.
So like when I come over, he's doing his thing.
My dad's everything. Like I don't know what I would do without him. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're there. Like, even if our venting is stupid or selfish or whatever, that's what those people are there for.
Yeah.
And then you realize who those people are.
And then it teaches you who to be.
Yeah.
I think,
like for your kids. And
it's just, this life is very heavy sometimes, I think being a single mom, being a parent, just in general is heavy. And then having aging parents, right? Just like this stage of life is tough.
And I've been warned, like I've been told by a lot of clients through the years, like, after a certain, your parents, and it's like, boom, boom. It's like one thing after the other, doctor's appointments and then sicknesses. And then it's hard to watch your parent. It's extremely difficult to watch your parents age.
Hard. I'm trying to really focus on like sort of the other side of this process is like, I'm aging, they're aging, but I'm also becoming more insightful.
Yeah.
I'm also like I could give one shit about like what other people think or any of the stuff that I was worried about in my 30s.
Right.
Like, life will beat that out of you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there is that.
I try to impart that wisdom on all the young girls I work with.
You almost just can't accept it because you can't feel it yet.
Right.
It's like part of life is experiencing it, and going to hell and back is not a fun trip, but so much goodness comes out of that.
Yeah.
And even how you're expressing the humility and how you have so much empathy for other people. Like, I don't know, I think I'm pretty empathetic, but I think those trips to hell and back have made me like my heart
harder?
Just ache for others.
Yeah.
Because what it feels like to cry in your car. It's different to intellectually know something than to have felt it.
100%. Yeah. I see like a homeless person on the side of the road and I cry. I used to give them waters. I used to give them money, but like since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
I've always felt very, very hard for people.
Yeah.
And it breaks
you lead with that. I mean, you love hard, I mean, I can remember times going to the gym, my daughter was struggling. You didn't even know the details of my life, but you could see that I was struggling.
Yeah.
And you just lead with so much empathy and like love. You just like wrap somebody up,
Well, that's actually been one of the hardest things for me because I have always been known as a very happy person and very loving.
Yes.
And giddy and all that. So when my depression hit and I saw a side of myself I didn't recognize because I was diagnosed with functional depression in January. which is hereditary. And my mom has it. I was like,
Yep.
waiting. I was like, when's this going to hit me? I was such a happy person. But like, honestly, most of the happiest people I know in life have committed suicide. And it is the scariest thing because I am such a happy person and my light went out for a while. And I feel like I just got it back.
Do you feel like a pressure to be happy?
Not at all. I just love being happy.
Yeah.
And I love being who I was. Like when I used to walk into stores, meetings, like I would walk in and be like, hi guys, what's going on? Like, and everyone would know that like, well, Lisa, our happy sales rep. Like I have so many like nicknames in the past, Giggles, or like that people just know me to be a very happy person. Never like, oh, look who's here. Like, wah, wah. Like that's like the opposite of me. But for a while, I became that.
And how did you parent during that?
Oh, it was so hard.
I feel like that's the actual hardest thing on the earth.
But you know, if he was older, it would have been so much harder. Like he's not going to remember that.
Right.
So, but if I had like a 5 or 6 year old that like witnessed me being in depression, which I'm sure that so many kids witness their single parents being like, that'd be hard because they would hold that.
But day to day, you had to push yourself to work, push yourself to parent.
For the first time ever, I like didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't find any positives in my life except for my son. And he's just my reason for everything. Because I think about if I wasn't here, how would that impact him? What would he say? What do you think it was his fault? Like, that just tears me apart for him to ever think that he had anything to do with why mommy, didn't want to be around anymore.
Yeah.
So that kind of gets me to a place where I'm like, no matter how hard it is, I can do anything with him around. But just like kids just don't, at that age, they don't understand anything. So you're like crying and dying inside and they're like, mommy, I'm hungry. Mommy. Like he wasn't even talking yet. Like,
and now you feel like you're kind of finding yourself again?
I feel like, I do. I feel like this is, again, I feel like I said a couple of weeks ago, I feel like my light's finally back and it's recent. I was not myself for a long time. And it took me a long time to get the balance, the work, mom life balance too. So I feel like I finally have that.
Which looks like what?
3 years. Not like, again, the ADHD does not help, but I would
and balance
forget
are not
my
a thing.
head if it wasn't attached. Like the funny thing is he's 3, my son, and like we'll leave the house. I'll be like, mommy, you have your phone? Mommy, you have your keys?
Perfect.
Like he gets it. It's just accepting who I am and that I am all over the place and that my life is chaotic and my nickname is Organized Chaos.
Yeah.
But
I feel like you're what, 10 years younger than me. That is the joy of life, is when you accept who you are. Because I can remember I'm in AA and I would go to AA and like talk about, how messy my car was or how this and that. And I was just in this place where I was like always feeling inadequate based on whatever those things were. Pulling up into the school car line and a fucking shoe falling out. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, And I just always felt a little less than or inadequate. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that's my magic. Like, like the safety pin on my bra or the shoe falling out of the car. Like that is who I am.
Yeah.
And that's all great.
Right.
I had a lady come up to me in Target once and she said, when you share about your messy car, it has like changed my life. It's helped me be myself. And I thought, it's not exactly the message I was trying to impart, but I realized that sometimes it's just hard for us to be us, And when you start to love those parts about yourself, because that part that you see as disorganized, you wear it as jewelry all over. And it's so special,
Yeah.
And I just think that that's part of the aging process. It's kind of like you're saying about fashion. You sort of grow into all these little facets of yourself, and then you're able to just wear it like loosely. Yeah. Rather than trying to always fit.
Well, right. Everyone's trying to, and so social media doesn't help, but like be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. But like when I see people like, or friends that are just like that have nothing to do, I'm always like, what's that like? like, I always have a billion and one things to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never done. When people say they're done for the day.
I can't
or
imagine
like,
you though with nothing to do either. Like, I'm not sure
maybe,
that.
right. I mean, I haven't been on vacation in 10 years.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how to relax. But like, whether it's not work related or it's organizing or it's doing something, like, I always have a billion and one things to do. So I was always like, why am I so neurotic? Why am I so great? Like, I've just accepted the fact that this is me.
Yeah.
And that even goes for every facet of my life. Like, even like dating now. Like, I am not putting on a show. Like, take it or leave it. Am I all over the place? Yeah.
That's so powerful though. Like,
but it
this
took
is
a
me.
very long time.
Like, I'm going to look very good when I show up. But like,
you'll never know that, like, I just left the messiest bedroom on earth.
Right.
But I'm messy.
Because it's like, we're all of the things. That's literally what this podcast is about, is moms or women that are done with perfect. Like, just done with it, because social media has taken that to a new level. And I don't think it's like healthy for any of us.
It's not.
And it's not good for us to pass down to the younger generation, you know? So I want to lead with some authenticity.
Yeah.
So one thing I do want to do is I want to, I have a few questions because I polled the moms and they have some fashion questions. And then also I want you to taste this cake. So in my book, you come to learn that anytime I'm depressed in life, my dad bakes me a cake. So he's baked a cake for every podcast. And we're gonna taste it.
This looks professional.
Well, he's pretty good.
That's my favorite color.
And my mom and dad and everyone bakes in my family.
Okay. I love that.
So, so I'm going to have a bite and then I'll pose the mom questions. People were like really,
what?
Really want to know about mom fashion.
Go for it. Where's this poll from?
So I just polled a bunch of moms on social media.
Okay.
Is there anything we need to know about mom fashion? Like, what's the one thing we should all have in our closets that actually works for real life?
Okay. I don't like separating fashion into different parts of your life, because I have always, excuse me, I've said this for 20 years, that since the housewife shows came out, fashion has changed so much. Because what used to be called teeny bopper when I was in high school and our moms wanted to dress like us, it was called a teeny bopper.
Yeah.
Since the Real Housewives, and I've never watched one episode of any of them, but, you know, there's a lot of stigma out there that, oh, you should dress your age. No, I'm sorry. It's 2025. You're not going to look like this forever. I think that if you feel good in your skin, that you can wear whatever you want, whatever makes you feel good, to an extent. Like Bethany Frankel, like she has changed the game, because it does not matter. She looks incredible. She looks better than a lot of 20-year-olds.
There's a few women like that. Caroline, I can't remember her name, but she's on Instagram. But like, just like living their life, wearing whatever the hell they want. Yeah, she's just like, fuck it, I'm wearing what I want.
And you should.
And I love that.
So many are so scared, or they don't know how to do it. Right. I think more, and that's why I do what I do as a stylist. Like, I think more women, if they had direction as to what to wear, if they had like a little person in their closet every single morning being like, wear this, bitch. Like, well,
it's also the cheerleading. Like, I need to wear this, bitch, but then also like, oh my God, that looks so good. Now I get that from my husband, but then I'm like, is he right?
But you have the confidence though, like to be like, okay, like you look incredible. Like we met in fitness 10, 12, 11 years ago. Like you look absolutely insane. And yeah, I just think wear what makes you feel really good. Like I'm not going to say wear, you know, the micro mini shorts that are very in style right now, because most moms wouldn't.
Right.
But that's in style doesn't mean you need to wear them.
It might not be popular for the
right. You can wear a different version of that. But right now, honestly, like I'd say two biggest things. Linen is probably the number one material that's back.
Love linen.
A great linen suit, or like a linen separates, so that you can wear them with multiple things. Vests are back, like a denim and denim option. These are like big things that more older women are starting to wear.
Right.
Because they feel like they can. And because that's like one positive social media I think has brought to
I
women
agree.
over a certain age. You're like, oh wait, I can wear that. Because
Right.
if you look at the Golden Girls, they're saying that they were 41. We're the same age.
Jesus.
What the fuck? Talk about a generational gap. Like
Right.
it's, I just wear something that makes you happy.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So the last question, are high-waisted jeans going out of style? Please say no, because once you're past 45, low rise is basically a personal attack.
Okay. They're not at all. So I always say I feel like everything is in style right now, which makes it it's easier and harder.
Right.
Because you don't have to, I'm not a fan of low rise. A lot of people are not. There's nothing sexy about, even if you're the thinnest person, low rise will always show something.
It's very Britney Spears.
It is. It is
Right?
Britney Spears. So mid-rise is a great alternative, but no, I would say like in the store right now, we have mostly high rise.
But what about barrel jeans?
They're still in. Barrel, wide leg.
I just bought a pair.
Not like, honestly, like people keep talking about how skinny jeans are back for 20 something, but I don't think skinny jeans are that sexy. I still have all mine. I'm not getting rid of them. I think a straight leg jean is the best bet. Like if you don't want to go too wide and you don't want to do skinny, straight leg will never go out of style.
Okay.
And a high rise I think is one of the sexiest pant options in not just jeans, in anything.
Right.
Because then a crop top isn't really a crop top.
Right.
So it's a great way to wear a crop top with a high rise because
that's my specialty. I am high rise across the board, and then you can do a crop top. Yeah. You're just showing a tiny bit,
a very little midriff or something, a little bit of skin, but that's why there's so many crop top options out there because they're with high rise pants. It's such a good look.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I feel like we could talk for days.
We probably could.
So maybe you'll have to come back for part 2. But thank you so much for coming, and the moms are going to love the answers.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.